Hey everyone, I'm Evangeline right here at etrailer. Today we're going to be talking about the Yakima StageTwo and how it fits here on our 2023 Kia Seltos. So if you have a Seltos or a similar smaller SUV and you're looking for a high quality, heavy duty, but also good looking bike rack, that's where the Yakima StageTwo comes in handy. Now, this specific Seltos has two different hitch options, and the StageTwo has two different hitch options. Whether you have an 1.25" or 2" make sure you get the correct one right here at etrailer. With that being said, this is going to be a bit of a heavy setup, so there are some things you have to be mindful of, that while you can carry heavier bikes of up to 70 pounds each on this rack, that's also the weight that you're going to be carrying on your hitch receiver. And if you want to use functions like the tilt away function where you pull a lever and drop this down to a tilt, that's also the weight that you are going to be supporting. Now, I think it's worth it because look, with our bike down in a down position, we can now open this up all the way. We can get into our hatch. We can grab whatever things we need, whether it's a helmet or change of clothes, or if you're the type of person that likes to switch out your shoes, this is a perfect spot to do that. Now bringing this back down, you may notice that this goes pretty low to the ground, and that's because of the hitch receiver location on the Seltos. The good news is that when you lift this, please lift with your legs and not your back, and this goes into position, it snaps into place, you're now ready to drive, and because of the stadium seating where the trays are higher up, the further out you get, you're gonna have more ground clearance. So I've actually carried some things on the hitch receiver that don't give this much ground clearance, and things did bottom out when I went over speed bumps or potholes. So measuring from the end of the rack to the ground here, that's 17 inches, and then measuring all the way over to our shank to the ground, that's going to be about 9 inches. Now I am on a bit of an incline, so your experience may vary, but that is just a good straightforward thing to look at. Please make sure you always carry a bike rack or a cargo carrier that gives you a little extra ground clearance on the Seltos. Now, how does this hold on to the actual bike? You've got two touch points. The first is going to be the wheel strap, and this is adjustable. Holds the wheel down by the strap. I press this lever to release the strap, and this can slide up and out of the way if I wanted to. And then I go over to our front wheel mount, and you do have an integrated cable lock that you can use to secure your bike's front wheel area, and this will just add a little extra security when you're parked. When you want to take your bike off, you just hold on to the bike with one hand, press that button on the hook, push that hook out, and now you can roll your bike down. With this sitting so close to the ground, I'm not as concerned about needing a ramp, but there is a ramp add-on for those extra heavy electric bikes if you feel like you would want that. It's always nice to have an option there. Now, what makes this easier to ramp with is going to be the shape of those trays. Notice how they are V-shaped. So compared to the flat trays that a lot of bike racks have, the V-shape just makes it easier to just roll your bike up and down the bike rack. It just holds things in place, just giving a better support to everything. That ratchets down onto your tires, also giving a lot of support, and I like to put those straps back before I do anything else. Let's talk about measurements real quick. This is the 2 bike version. If you have the 2-inch hitch, you can actually add +2 to create an up to 4 bike rack. Now, that is going to be a lot of weight and a lot of length. So let's talk about the 2 bike version. When you measure from your bumper to the end of the rack, I have it just past 36 inches or just past 3 feet. That's actually a lot of length for a 2-bike platform rack. The good news is when your bikes are off, you can fold this up. So pull that lever, lift up, and you have that option up there of all the way up against your vehicle. So taking some measurements again from where you measured earlier, this time it sits about 12 inches or just past a foot past our bumper. Big difference compared to when this is folded down. This is how you'll have it when you're driving around town. I like it. I think it looks really good. You've got some good clearances behind the vehicle as well. You probably can't see it from that angle, but where this sits, our mirror or our window is right over here, so it doesn't go above our wipers. Our taillights are fully visible as well. Now the backup camera, while it is a little offset on the Seltos, it is kind of blocked by the mast of the bike rack. So you may lose some visibility from your backup camera, but everything else should be fully visible. This is going to be the anthracite version, which fits well with the black version of the Seltos, also available in kind of like a light gray alternative. With that being said, the Yakima StageTwo has a lot of functions to it. It's a good premium rack. It's heavy duty. It's also heavy, so double check your hitch weight capacity. Since the rack itself is already 60 plus pounds, when you load up to 140 pounds of bikes, it can be a lot. But with that being said, it looks really good on the Seltos and is something worth checking out when you want something that looks good but also works good. This was a look at the Yakima StageTwo 2 bike rack in the color black here on our 2023 Kia Seltos.